Yeah, I think what's interesting is that in chiropractic school, you get a good foundation for how to adjust, how to do certain tests, how to, if a person comes in with this thing, kind of what you do, the times to refer out, you know what I mean? So like all the stuff that you're like, okay, good. I have a few things that I understand. But then I think patient care, like understanding how to take a person through a program and the points for them to, increase the time that they come in into the clinic, or to reduce, like their frequency, or to increase it. That it's kind of like a personal. You can talk to a different type of a doctor, and they kind of change it depending off of what they've learned themselves. So I learned a lot from my parents, especially my dad, um, on how to know when to continue care, or to start to have them go down. Because I just think in chiropractic school, it's like, okay, good, come in and get adjusted, and then come in again when you want. And it's like, I think I do have that problem with when I try to hire other chiropractors, is they aren't strong in keeping a patient on a program,
Yeah.
because they're just like, okay, good, I'll adjust you, come back in whenever you want, and we'll go from there. And I think as a doctor or a clinician, you're the person that they're coming to tell you what to do. Like they're like, I need you to fix me. And if you tell me to come back in whenever, I'm not going to know when that is. So I'm going to come in. It's not going to be the right amount of time. I can tell you that most of the time.
Yeah, and
So
I
you,
think it almost creates like a weird ominous like is this ever going to get better kind of thing. Like
yeah,
they almost believe like this is my life now. Like I just have to go to the chiro every once or twice a month and get
yeah,
adjusted and then I'll be good for that 2 month period or whatever rather than like them trying to facilitate their own healing.
exactly. And it actually hurts other chiropractors too, because then when
Mm.
other chiropractors are like, hey, just so you know, like I have a whole program and plan. You need to start off at 2 times a week. And then once you hit this criteria that you can prove to me that you're improving, then we can reduce that. And then when you hit that criteria, then we'll reduce it more. And they're like, I don't know, this other chiropractor, I just come in once every so often, and I felt okay. You're like, but you've been doing that for like 5 years. It hasn't changed. So,
Hmm.
I do think it's important to just have that oversight of like, look, you're coming to me, trust me, and let's just do this program, and then we can talk. And I think it is important to also, your criteria can be whatever it is that you want, but you need to have criteria that you and the patient agree on are important, and that they can track progress on. And that's what I think is not taught a lot in regards to patient care and education.
Yeah, I think with PT too, it's the same thing. Just finding objective measures or things that are important to the patient that shows that they're like making progress and
Mhm.
improving over a period of time so that way they can feel like they're a part of their own care and they're actually facilitating themselves getting better rather than just like you being the facilitator and you doing everything for them and giving
100%.
kind of giving them the steering wheel and be like listen like it's okay you can help yourself a little bit as well as what and you being the guider for most of the care but them being responsible ultimately for their own health and well-being.
Yeah, yeah, and I think what's important too is that they have to be able to see the criteria that you're talking about, and you have to
Mm.
be able to like show them, and it'll click in their eyes. Like you have to see in their eyes, they're like, oh my God, you're right, or this isn't strong, or wow, I'm a lot stronger, or I've improved, or I haven't improved. Because otherwise, if it's not clicking in their own head, they're not gonna really stay on track. They're not gonna come back when you want them to. So you kind of have to get that thing, that test, that criteria that clicks with that person. And it might be a bit different depending on the person. So I think it's important to have a handful of criteria and tools to pull from to be able to connect that to the patient.
Yeah, and I think that comes from good interview skills, right? You got to be able to probe out some of the things, even if you have somebody who's very difficult and you're getting yes or no answers, you got to be able to kind of dig a little bit deeper to see what's wrong with them and what matters to them. I mean, sometimes it just comes as simply I hurt, I want to get better.
Yeah.
But sometimes there's also some extraneous goals